Happy Friday, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We are live, and I'm Eddie Bruce. Hello, it's my Friday nightclub, and I'm so happy to see you. You have no idea. I'm so happy that you're here. And I thought I would start off with this by saying hello and chatting a bit before we start to sing and let some people gather, and they're starting to gather. So I hope you had a great week, and I hope, like me, you are ready to put the world on hold. That's what we're all about here Friday nights. And, I wait all week. And as we get closer and closer and I'm working with music and I'm picking music, I get more and more excited, just as if I was going to a theater to do a concert. That's how much I love this. And the reason that it feels that way is you. I mean, and I know you guys have been so supportive, and you keep showing up every Friday night. And we have been getting great crowds and great views and great reactions and responses. But I know that it takes a little while to build the audience up here. So we're still figuring this all out. The first week or two, I kind of left a blank chair here and let you gather. And then I realized that you probably would be easier if you saw me here. So tonight we are doing the music of the Tonys. I kind of had some fun with that. People thinking maybe it would be all Broadway music. But the Tonys for me are two gentlemen who I have spent the better part of the last 15 years paying tribute to and adoring. And I'm talking about Tony Bennett and Tony Newley. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Tony Bennett. I don't have to say much about him, but I will talk about Tony Bennett a little bit later. Anthony Newley, for me, if you know him, you love him. If you don't know him, you should. He was a composer and a lyricist and a great singer. He was a great actor, producer, director, and great nightclub performer. What I love, he's been gone now for 21 years. And this first song, which you all know, Tony Newley wrote this song 55 years ago for his Broadway show, Roar the Grease Paint, Smell of the Crowd. What I love about his songwriting, besides that their songs are so singable, what I love about Tony Newley, beyond that, his songs stay relevant. They have always stayed relevant. So you have heard this song sung by a million people. Nina Simone had really a big hit with it. And then Michael Bublé made it his own. And a lot of people think, oh, well, that's a Michael Bublé song. It's not. It's an Anthony Newley song. I want to talk about its relevance, though, before I sing it for you and set it up for you. In the show Roar the Grease Paint, Smell of the Crowd, this is sung by a black man whose character name in the show in 1965 now was the Negro. That was the name of the character. You can look it up. And he plays a game in the show, and he wins, and he's emancipated. He's set free. And he sings this song with that in mind. So it's not just this throwaway pop song. It has deeper meaning than that. It's about feeling free. It's about life, living it as a free human being. And when in our history have we ever needed that message more than now? So I hope that frames this song a little differently maybe than just when you've heard it before. And with that, I'll shut up and I'll sing for you. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. blossom on a tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies all are having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world, and a whole world me. Yeah, for me. Hello, my friends. I see you all. I love you all. Yeah, come on. Stars may shine. You know how I feel. Scent of the pine. You know how I feel. Freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. Yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I am feeling so good to sing for you, and to be with you. I'm feeling good. That's Tony Newley's Feeling Good. All right, well, we are getting a nice crowd out there. Thank you all very much. There's Michael Bublé singing it, because I didn't stop the tracks. Michael, this is my show. You know, he's been trying to get into my career for years. Live, I love it. That Bublé. Anyway, you like the jacket? I'm a little sparkly tonight. Kind of thought I'd dress up. What you don't know is I'm not wearing pants, so I can relax and still get dressed up. Anyway, what was I going to tell you? Oh, you know, Anthony Newley, you can see that song 55 years later is still so relevant and being sung and played all over the place for so many people. It still has so much meaning. He wrote for Broadway, so a lot of these songs maybe are kind of Tony's. He had two huge Broadway hits, Roar the Grease Paint, that's where Feeling Good is from, and Stop the World, I Want to Get Off. And he also wrote a few hits for Tony Bennett, so that the synergy is all there and it all sort of comes together and works together tonight. But he also wrote for the movies. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't know that he wrote the theme song to the James Bond hit Goldfinger. He wrote the words to Goldfinger. And he desperately wanted to sing it in the movie. Can you imagine? Goldfinger, he would have been great. But Shirley Bassey, who sounds like a female Tony Newley, got the job. He also wrote an amazing song that, again, is still being done all the time. And I'm going to dedicate this to my friend Ella, who's out there. Ella Gant, the beautiful, wonderful Ella, who loves this song. It's from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Tony Newley wrote all the music and the words with Leslie Bricusse to Willy Wonka. And when they did it on Broadway, they only kept two songs from the original movie, and both of them were Newley songs, Candyman and this one. This is a Dean Schneider arrangement. Hi, Dean, if you're out there. And you'll hear the wonderful Tom Adams throughout this show tonight. with the Tom Adams Trio, Grant McAvoy on drums, and Jack Hedgie on the bass, and wonderful treatment of this beautiful newbie song. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What you'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want, just do it. If you want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Mr. Adams, that's great. Tommy. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want, do it. Just do it. You want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Sometimes imagination is better than real life, you know what I mean? Just can't stay there too long because you could lose touch with reality. I see Bob Egan out there. I don't have my scroller on seeing all your messages. I am going to make sure that I say hi to who I can see. And Bob Egan does his virtual piano bar Wednesdays and Sundays. And I was with him Sunday night. He had a Burt Bacharach show with Paula Johns and Kathy Graham on Sunday. I think he's coming up on a Beatles show, so watch my friend Bob. So, you know, we're gonna move over to the other Tony. And Tony Bennett, not much I need to say about him. He's the keeper of the flame of the Great American Songbook. He's an icon. He's going to be 94 in August and still working. I adore him. I learned so much from him. And you know, everybody thinks his career just always was just boom, but it wasn't. You know, he had a lot of years where they weren't recording artists like Tony Bennett, and he didn't have a great time sort of in the 70s. His son Danny took over his career, put him on MTV, and he became Tony Bennett Unplugged, and he was a big hit with the kids. He was like, it was cool again to love Tony Bennett. This is a song from my Bruce on Bennett CD that is really a cool song, and it was written by Yip Harburg and Burton Lane for Finian's Rainbow, and it's kind of groovy, so let's just do it. Again, the Tom Adams Trio. I look at you and suddenly something in your eyes I see soon begins bewitching me. It's that old devil moon you stole from the sky, that old devil moon in your eye. You and your glance made this romance too hot to handle. Stars of the night blazing their light can't hold a candle to your razzle dazzle. You got me flying high and wide on the magic carpet ride, full of butterflies inside. I wanna cry, I wanna croon, wanna laugh like a loon. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, devil moon deep in your eyes blinds me with love. Mr. Adams. To your razzle dazzle, you got me flying high and wide on the magic carpet ride, full of butterflies inside. I wanna cry, I wanna croon, wanna laugh like a loon. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, devil moon deep in your eyes blinds me with love. Come on, there you go. I can't cut off the band now because they're already, you know, they have to cut themselves off. They're tracks, you see. Anyway, love that. I love that song. Love that song. What was I going to tell you? I wish I could see. I should probably have. I see Ira and Bonnie. I do see friends. I just can't. I don't have the messages on, so I don't know how to do that in the middle of the show. So I'm just going to see faces. Maybe I could. Wait, let me just see if I push that. Does that do it? No. Oh well. I'll figure that out. But anyway, hello, I love you, stay with me. Tony Bennett wrote an autobiography, and in that autobiography, he told his life story, which is what you do in an autobiography, and he named it after this song. So this is a medley of a couple of songs that Tony Bennett made famous. The arrangement is by Dean Schneider, the glorious one, and it features a great band feature. So this trio sounds like a big band. And speaking of a big band, I had the honor of singing this arrangement with the Philly Pops at the Kimmel Center, 65-piece orchestra, and some of you were there. So it was maybe the thrill of my life musically. So anyway, this is The Good Life. I think you'll know this one. Full of fun seems to be the idea. Yeah, the good life lets you hide all the sadness you feel. You won't really fall in love, for you can't take the chance. So be honest with yourself. Don't try and fake romance to the good life. To be free, to explore the unknown. Like the heartache, when you learn you must face them alone. So just remember that I still want you. And in case you wonder why, well, just wake up, kiss the good life goodbye. Here's my little big band. Get it, guys. Dancing. Come on, here we go. Dean, you know I love that section. To be free and explore the unknown. Like the heartache, when you learn you've got to face them all alone. So just remember that I still love you. And in case you wonder why, well, just wake up, kiss the good life goodbye. I like this one too. It's a little mean. I want to be around, maybe that's why I like it, to pick up the pieces when somebody breaks your heart. I mean somebody twice as smart as I. Somebody who they will swear to be true, just like you used to do with me. Who will leave you to learn that misery loves company. Just wait and see. You know I want to be around to see how it does it when it breaks your heart to bits. Let's see if a puzzle fits, oh so fine. Yeah, that's when I'll discover that revenge is sweet. As I sit there apart from my front row seat, when somebody breaks your heart like you broke mine. When somebody breaks your heart like you broke Yeah, a little vindictive, huh? That's oh man, that is That's a couple of good hits from Mr. Bennett, the one and only Tony Bennett. Hope you're enjoying this week. I wanted to tell you, I do have some news. So we had such a response to last week's Friday Frank show, the Frank Sinatra tribute. And there's so many Sinatra songs that I have decided that I'm going to do every first Friday of the month a Sinatra show. So it'll be First Friday Frank. So if you have requests, and I know a lot of you have sent them in, send them in again. Keep them coming. I'll do the ones, even the ones I don't love, if you love them. First Friday Frank will be the first one is July 3rd. So we'll kick off the weekend, the holiday weekend, with a Sinatra show. And I promise to even do My Way, because a lot of people wanted to hear it. And I'll do a summer wind for you. You know, we'll do the whole thing. So First Friday is First Friday Frank. That's what we're calling it. So I have been blessed, as you can tell, with Tom Adams, and I mentioned Dean Schneider, one of the great pianists and arrangers and accompanists. I've been blessed to work with the best. And my first cabaret show ever was with George Mesterhazy, may he rest in peace, who was a genius. And these are the quality pianists I have been fortunate enough to have in my life. This next song is an accompanist who's not a pianist. He was a rock star for me. He was in my band for 31 years, playing guitar, and his name was Rudy Tricoli. It's been years now since he's been gone, maybe 5, I think, hard to believe. But Rudy was, beside being the ultimate gentleman and a walking, living GPS, he could get us anywhere. He could do what so few guitar players could do. He could play by himself, and chords, melody, and just do like, it sounded like a band. He was amazing. And when he accompanied a singer, just the two of us, I always felt like he was holding me in my hands, just like any pianist would. And it's harder to sing with just guitar. Thankfully, I have this track of just Rudy. And you may even hear me ghosted in the background. I'm going to sing over it. You may hear a little bit of me. And the reason that happened is that when we were in the studio, he had headphones on and he heard me singing in those, and some of that sound got into the microphone. So it's got sort of like a ghosting effect. You may not even hear it. But singing with Rudy Tricoli, being able to still sing with him now that he's gone, keeps him alive for me. He was a beautiful, beautiful man. And ironically, even though this track never changes, of course, I never feel it the same way. So I dedicate this to my dear friend, one of the great drummers in the world, Barry Miller, down in New Orleans. And Barry requested this a while ago. It's a magnificent song, and I get to sing it with the great Rudy. Love is funny, or it's sad, or it's quiet, or it's mad. It's a good thing, or it's bad, but beautiful, beautiful to take a chance. And if you fall, you fall. And I'm thinking I wouldn't mind at all. Love is cheerful, or it's gay. It's a problem, or it's play. It's a heartache either way. Oh, but beautiful. And I'm thinking, if you were mine, I would never let you go. beautiful. That would be but beautiful. I know. Mr. Rudy Triccoli on the guitar. Love that man. And there's nobody like him. Okay, thank you, Tony Bennett. We'll stop back at you at the end of the show, but right now we're going to pick things up a bit. This is from Tony Newley's first Broadway show, and it was a huge hit called "Stop the World, I Want to Get Off." And I should tell you that none of the Tony Newley arrangements are the ones I do in my show, because I don't have them recorded. All the Bennett stuff I have recorded, so I have my own tracks. So they're all a little different from the arrangements I usually do, except for Pure Imagination. That was mine. So I've tried to find some interesting takes on these songs. And this one actually is a take on Sammy Davis Jr., who was a huge champion of Tony Newley's songs. I mean, they were like this, and they really, he recorded every single one of Tony Newley's songs. So Sammy Davis had a take on this one from Stop the World. Just once in a lifetime, a man knows a moment. One wonderful moment when fate takes his hand, and this is my moment, my once in a lifetime, when I can explore a new and exciting land. Oh, once in my lifetime, I feel like a giant, and I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. This is my moment, my destiny calls me, and though it may be once in a lifetime, I'm gonna do great things. For this is my moment, my once in a lifetime, when I can explore a new and exciting land. For once in my lifetime, I feel like a giant, and I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. This is my moment, my destiny calls me, though it may be once in a lifetime, I'm gonna do great things. You can hear a little Sammy in there, and every now and then the Newley comes out. You know, that happens to me. Tony Newley and Sammy Davis Jr. were fast friends, and if you want to really see something special, go on YouTube and just search Tony Newley and Sammy Davis Jr. and watch a 14-minute medley of the two of them together, like brothers. They didn't end up friends. It was a very sad ending, actually, to their friendship. But that's a story for when you come to see my show. One of these days I'll get to do it, because we're not going to be at the Arden in October, we found out, because of course, what's going on. So next year at the Arden for my Anthony Newley show. This next song is probably the biggest hit that he's known for. And he sang it every night on Broadway, but he didn't have a hit with it. It used to frustrate him. Sammy Davis would record the same song and sell 5 million records. Drove Tony crazy. But he did say that when he heard Sammy Davis Jr. sing this song, it was like watching his child take his first steps. That's what it meant to him. You'll know it. A different arrangement. who never fell in love. It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this? An empty shell, a lonely cell in which an empty heart must dwell. What kind of lips are these that lied with every kiss, that whispered empty words of love, that left me alone like this? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. Make sure you share. And remember, the show will be up all week, so make sure you watch it. Tell people to watch. Okay? What kind of man is this? An empty shell, a lonely cell in which an empty heart must dwell. What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of play and live my life? Why can't I fall in love till I don't give a damn? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. Very different arrangement for me, that little bossa nova there, but it was the best one I could find. But his songs sound good no matter how you do them, right? Again, thank you for being with us. It's just been a joy. So next week will probably be just a potpourri, you know. So if you have requests, send them in. I can't promise, but I'll do my best to do a couple. I've been saving up a bunch that I want to just get to and do in a show without a theme. So next week it's just maybe me singing songs. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been telling you about. I want to just mention my Newley friends. I have so many friends who are big Newley fans and who knew him well. So to my dear friend Susan Self over in London, who kind of heads up the whole world of Newley over there, I'm going to get to London to see you as soon as all this passes. Susan, I love you. And to Rick Stoneback, who's a good friend and actor who worked with Tony. And of course, Sandy Newberg in New York, and so many of my friends who knew Tony Newley and loved him. Ironically, Tony was born September 24th, 1931, the same exact day and year as my mother. So maybe that's where the affinity came in. I'm not sure how that happened, but wow, somebody's actually trying to video chat with me while I'm on with you live. I don't know if, you know what they said? They just sent me a video and an instant message, and I didn't turn them off. It said, glad to see I'm still around. So am I. I'm glad to be around. Anyway, to my newly friends, I also wanted to let you know that if you'd like to help me sponsor this, because the expenses do add up. So if you would like to, my Venmo and PayPal information is on my Facebook page. And again, also, if you'd like to donate to the first responders, the healthcare people, or any racial injustice cause these days, that's more important. But I appreciate any sponsorships that you would like to help with. I really do. So this is for my friends in England and around the world who love Tony Newley, and also a little different arrangement. Who can I turn to when nobody needs me? My heart wants to know, so I must go where my destiny leads me, with no star to guide me, and with no one beside me. I'll go on my way, and after the day, the darkness will hide me. And maybe tomorrow I will find what I'm after. I will throw off my sorrow, beg, steal, or borrow my share of laughter. With you, I could learn to. With you, on a new day. But who can I turn to if you turn away? With no star to guide me, and with no one beside me, I'll go on my way, and after the day, the darkness will hide me. I will find what I'm after. Yes, I will throw off my sorrow. I will beg, steal, borrow my share of laughter. With you, I could learn to. With you on a new day. But who can I turn to? Yes, tell me, who can I turn to? Who can I turn to if you turn away? turn to, the great Anthony Dooley. So it's fun doing his songs with any tracks, but I'm telling you, Dean, I'm going to make you make me tracks for all of the stuff we actually have charts for in our way, because I like all of our arrangements better than these, but I didn't want to not do the songs. So I'm going to ask you to do that. I saw Dean and his wife Joan Newstadter on this week, and she was live, sounding great and looking beautiful. So she dedicated this song to me. I appreciate that. Thank you again for spending some time with me. We get a great turnout. It's really important that you share this. We get the views we get during the week are remarkable. We maybe get 100 people, watching us live, or more, a little, more or less. And as the summer goes on, it might be tougher to be home on a Friday night, and as things ease up. But we get thousands of views during the week, and it means so much. So I will watch this after we're done, as I have my dinner, and I will see all your comments, and I will respond to them all. I promise you that. So sorry that I haven't said more hellos, but I sort of like to get the songs in, and then I'll talk to you later, right? I'm going to leave you with another example of being blessed with a great accompanist. Singing with Tom Adams, just the two of us, is a joy all the time. And we did this on my CD. We did it in our shows, our Tony Bennett shows, a lot. Charlie Chaplin gets the he sort of gets the credit for writing this, and he did write the music. You would think because Chaplin, he's the clown, that he would have written the words, but he didn't. He wrote it for a movie, for a 1936 movie, and in 1936, it wasn't until 1954 that John Turner and Jeffrey Parsons wrote the words. And the words are what makes this song meaningful to all of us. A lot of people are singing this these days, so I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring and leave you with this. It's not telling you just put a smile on your face and everything's okay and walk around like a moron, everything's great, when it's not. What the song's saying is give it a try. I believe deeply in acting as if sometimes, and just sort of changing your perspective. And just making yourself smile can, in and of itself, maybe help you get through something. So it's not the answer to everything, but it's a darn good try. So I get to sing with Tom Adams, the work of Charlie Chaplin, John Turner, and Jeffrey Parsons, and I dedicate this to my dear friend Betsy, who's been asking me to sing this. I love you all, and I'll see you next Friday. Tell your friends, spread the word, share, and smile. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile. You'll see the sun come shining through. If you light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although it's here, maybe ever so. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll see that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll see that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy the sunshine. Stay healthy, stay together, hug each other where it's safe. And many thanks to Tom Adams, Rudy Tricoli, Dean Schneider for those great arrangements, and to all of you for being a part of my Friday Night Club. We'll see you next week.